Hey, Angela here. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I just want to ask you, are you somebody who has faced unexpected life challenges or circumstances? Has life thrown you a curveball recently and you kind of feel like you don't know where to go from here? If that sounds like you, join me in my school community, Create, Heal, Shine, where we talk all about this kind of stuff. I have so many resources, materials, workshops, challenges, and so much more that you can listen to and even get coaching on live calls. So head on over and join the free community at Create, Heal, Shine. So let's get into our podcast today. Welcome to the podcast. So today I just want to talk about how to deal with a toxic work environment. So this can affect more people than we realize. There is so many challenges when you are dealing with a toxic workplace. Work is where we spend a huge part of our life. And when the environment is negative, it can really weigh on your mental health, relationships, and overall well-being. So whether you're dealing with constant criticism, office politics, no support, or outright hostility, a toxic workplace can really leave you feeling stuck and frustrated and sometimes hopeless. But I want you to know that you're not alone. I have been there, and there is a way through it and out of it. And it can be different for everybody. So the first step in dealing with a toxic workplace is recognizing what is actually making you feel that it's toxic. Sometimes it's obvious, and it can be a boss who's belittling you or your coworkers, or they thrive on gossip and negativity. Other signs sometimes are more subtle, like you just feel so drained after every shift. You dread going to work on Monday because of who is there, or noticing how much stress spilling into your personal life. And so if you see some of these common signs like mixed messages, clear expectations, outright dishonesty, disrespect, favoritism, unrealistic workloads, constant fire drills, maybe even undermining behavior, or isolation, feeling excluded or unsupported. It's really important to validate your feelings, and if it feels toxic to you, that matters. Your experience is real and it's worthy of attention. So I just want to tell you a quick story about my experience with a toxic work environment, and I have had more than one. And the reason I define it as a toxic work environment was because I was constantly belittled, isolated, asked to do different scenarios and different kind of work that would be not expected of my position, doing a person above me's position as well as my own, being called on the phone the second I arrive at work and drilled on what I'm working on today, and being the only one that was happening to. So many things. I also had an experience where this same boss called me in the office on these important phone calls and said that I couldn't say anything during the call. I just had to listen in and be an observer and take notes for them on all of these calls where lies were taking place, and I was so inappropriate and the person didn't know I was listening, and it was just so awkward and awful. And it just kept piling up and getting worse and worse and worse. And it ended up being so bad that I had to take a leave from work. And it was a union position. The union had to get involved, and it ended up that I did win the case against her. And it was just a terrible thing to go through. And because of that, having the health problems that I had at the time, it just escalated everything, all of that stress. And I want to save you from having any crazy health disasters because of a toxic work environment. So I know it's hard, and I know it's difficult, and you don't know where to start. But the way you can start to regain a sense of control to create a healthier experience is by getting proper exercise and sleep and downtime. Make sure to meditate, manage your stress, and also get help. That's what I ended up doing. I ended up having to seek support. So if you need support from a friend, a family member, a professional, get somebody else's perspective and guidance. See what they think. Ask for help. That's the most important way to start. And then you need to also set some boundaries and have conversations and communicate healthy first and put everything out there first that you can do possibly before it gets very, very serious. So learning to say no to unrealistic demands and tasks that are outside your role. Avoid engaging in toxic behaviors like gossiping or retaliating, because I know from experience that by doing those tasks outside of my role put me in the wrong. But I felt so pressured to do it that I told the lawyer that I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't know what to do, and that's why I took a leave, a stress leave. It was just so brutal, and I want to save you from it getting to that point. Document everything. Document every incident, every time, every date, what was said or done. And this can be invaluable if you decide to escalate concerns to HR, your union, or take further action. And if you feel safe doing so, you can really communicate clearly to the person involved and use I statements when you express your concern, like I feel, and that I need, and I this, instead of you, such as I feel overwhelmed by the number of tasks I'm being assigned and I'd like to discuss prioritizing, things like that. So just so you know, I did try all of these, and unfortunately mine did go far, but I could see that in different scenarios that I was in where I just let things go, these would have probably been really helpful. So consider your options. Can you transfer to another team, a department? Can you explore opportunities outside of this organization? Because do you need to get something else, start your own business, work for somebody else, get a different job, change your career? Because your peace of mind is worth more than staying in this toxic, draining environment. So I hope that some of these tips will help you. My goal is that you regain clarity and confidence so that you can navigate all of these challenges without losing yourself and having this take a toll on your physical and mental health to the extent that it did mine. So I want to leave you with this. The toxic workplace does not define your growth or your worth. You deserve respect, balance, and a work environment that supports you. And we can't always control the actions of others, like almost never. But you can choose how you respond and the actions you take and what steps you choose to protect your peace. And if you're still struggling, I'm here to help. Let's find a way together, because we can move forward together. Everyone deserves to thrive, not just survive at work. So please feel free to join my free community, Create, Heal, Shine. And I'll see you on the next podcast, friends. Bye for now.